Hello, I'm absolutely delighted to have the chance to talk to you about Prep at City, a psychology research excellence program here at our wonderful City University of London. So in the upcoming 5 minutes, I want to tell you a little bit about why you want to get into research, why it is a good idea to join Prep and to start gathering research experience, and then a little bit about the how. How does it work? How can you get involved? And what does the program entail? So let me start with the why. Why should you be interested in getting into research? I think the first and foremost thing is to kind of think about research as something really delightful, joyful experience. I think if you ask me or my colleagues if they would get, like, let's say they would win in the lottery and they would be wealthy and they don't have to work anymore, would you still keep going to work? Would you still do your work? And you know, half of our work is doing research. And I think most of us, I definitely would say, yes, even if I don't have to work for money anymore, I still want to work for because I enjoy doing research so much. I think if you're a curious and creative person, there are very few other endeavors that you can engage with that are so rewarding as doing research. You will get a sense of autonomy, right? You have the freedom to follow your interests. You have nobody's controlling you. Nobody's telling you what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Then there is a sense of competence. Whenever you do it, you get better at something. Extremely rewarding. And there's a sense of relatedness. If you join a research lab, you start working with others, and you have the joy of kind of collective problem solving, doing things together with them. If you start getting research experience at City, you will form a connection to a member of faculty, a member of staff, just like me. You will form a deeper bond with the other 9 students who can participate in this program. So I think doing research in itself is really, really rewarding. But you might feel like, well, is there anything else? And of course there is. So here you can see the 3 pillars, the 3 foundations of career success, right? On the left, we have academic excellence, and that is you need to get a 2-1 or higher to kind of do well after you graduate. And then you need work experience. We talk a lot about work experience. I often talk a lot about work experience. Really, really important. So you need these 2 things, but you also need research experience. This is something that our students might not think enough about them, that you might not be aware of, that you think, okay, I need research experience in order to become a clinical psychologist, in order to become a system psychologist, in order to become a forensic educational or counseling psychologist. Research experience is a key contributor to setting yourself apart. And you can raise your ambitions, and you might feel like, you know what, maybe I enjoy research so much, I want to go on and become a PhD. Also, of course, here you need research experience for that. So if you want to have a wonderful career, if you want to start after earning good money after you graduate, then research experience is one key to that success. This is the reason why I started the Psychological Research Excellence Program. And now I want to tell you a little bit more about what it entails. What if you get in? So it's a kind of 1.5 to 2 year program that gives you a chance, and that's the key, to gather extensive research experience. So research experience that sets you apart from everyone else who applies for that clinical psychology job, that applies for that prestigious master's, that applies for that PhD program. How does that program do that? Well, one part of the program is that you will work with a faculty member. So you might think of your favorite lecturer or any kind of lecturer you're interested in working at. You can choose one of these research projects that they propose, and then you start working with them. So that's one key component of Prep. The other one is that you will start to work with Stephen Samuels and me, and I was about to read out Andreas, and your fellow students, the other students who made it into Prep, on a large-scale replication project. And through this, Stephen and I will teach you all the crucial elements and skills that are involved in doing research. You will learn how to design a study. You will learn how to program the study on Qualtrics, how to pre-register your study, how to actually get the participants, then how to analyze the data, and how to write your analysis up for publication. And if you actually end up getting publicated or getting a publication, then this is a major boost for your CV as well as your confidence. You have something that basically nobody else does at that stage of their career. You also get, and you could see the treasure trove behind my face. If I could move my face, maybe I actually can. And you can also get £500. These will contribute to the research costs. You can bring that to the faculty members. They're like, okay, if we need to get 100 participants in our study, we can pay them £5, and then you can easily get that. One of my students also spent it, instead of research, on presenting her research that we did in collaboration on a research conference. So she traveled to a conference, she paid for the conference, surprisingly expensive, and the costs of that adventure were covered. Also something wonderful in your CV. So you might feel like, okay, great, the program looks great, hopefully, and you think like, okay, getting research experience, great, I want that too. How can you get that now? Okay, so this is the timetable on October the 31st, today. This is when I record that at 12 p.m. The application opens and we release the application questions. These will be 3 questions, and you have to answer these questions in 500 words or less each. You will find instructions on the document that I will share with you at 12 p.m. If you see that later and you missed that email, then you find all of this information just where you found this video on our careers Moodle page. And then on November the 14th at 2 p.m. the application closes, and then I and Stephen will read all your applications and we will choose 10 winners. So 10 students we will announce the winner on November the 27th. And then in the week of December the 4th, we have a kickoff meeting. We will arrange that to a time when everybody can participate. You will meet me, you will meet Stephen, you meet the fellow winners that participate in this year's cohort of prep, and we can get going. And then in the second term, we start working on a replication project that I just told you about on the previous slide, and you will start working with a faculty member on your research project. So one of the questions I often get is kind of like, okay, can you combine that with placements? Yes, you can do a placement and you can do prep. You should apply for all of these things. I think it's a great idea to do a placement. It's a great idea to do prep. So yes, please combine them. They're not mutually exclusive. Many of our students who participate in prep also do placements. Okay, speaking of, I just want to kind of like at the end show you 2 examples, actually 3 examples. And I was like, oh, does it work? Does it work? This is actually Andreas is saying, oh, if you get this research experience, then you will be doing great. Is that actually a case? And I just want to kind of highlight 2 of the many success stories we have in prep. So this is Ore, and she participated in prep. She also did a placement, and then she worked 1 year as a psychological well-being practitioner, but she liked research so much, in part because of working on prep, that she decided to apply for PhDs, and she is now starting in January as a PhD student in my lab. So we have people who got fire, who found their passion by doing prep for doing research, but most of our alumni who participated in prep are now doing like all of these prestigious jobs. Here you have Katie and Maveen. Katie and Maveen both participated in prep. Katie, like last year, they're just fresh off the cohort. Katie then, both of them, Katie and Maveen, did a placement, and then they just graduated, and now they have graduate level jobs. Katie, for instance, is an assistant psychologist, one of the hardest jobs to get out there after graduation. So I really 100% believe that this is a recipe for success, that you should consider doing this, and that you should start applying for prep. If you have any questions, send me an email. Have a look on our Career Moodle page as well, and there are some questions answered that might be helpful. And yes, if not, just email me, and I'm looking forward to reading your application, and good luck.